Hi, my name is Craig Silvera. I am the Director of Sales Engineering here at EnterpriseDB Corporation. Today I'm going to be talking to you and demonstrating how you can take an Oracle database and migrate it to Postgres Plus Advanced Server to take advantage of the Oracle compatibility that EnterpriseDB has built into the PostgreSQL open source database, as well as using the migration tools that we provide to make this migration process very quick and painless. So you're going to be able to stop paying the commercial vendors such as Oracle the high database costs and start saving a lot of money using an open source based database product. So let's get started. In order to migrate a Oracle database over to Postgres Plus Advanced Server, you'll be using one of two tools from EnterpriseDB. Either the GUI version of the Migration Studio, which I'll be using today, or there is a command line version of the tool which has the same functionality, so it's really just a matter of personal preference which one you use. In this Today, I'm going to be migrating a schema that exists in the Oracle Express Edition database, which I've already defined my connection information. It's running on my local host on default port of 5021. So if I expand out these folders, which is just browsing the database, just like any other database browser tool like Oracle SQL Developer, I'll come to the schemas folder. And I'm going to focus on the HR schema, which is one of the demo schemas that gets installed with Oracle. And I can expand out these different folders here to see that there's many tables that come with this schema. There's some views, there's some procedures, and there's sequences. And I'm going to migrate all those objects over to Postgres Plus Advanced Server. In order to perform the migration, I'm going to go up to the schema name, highlight the HR schema, and right-click, and then choose Online Migration. This brings up the Online Migration wizard. So in this wizard, I'm going to specify which Postgres Plus Advanced Server database I'm going to migrate to, and I get a couple other choices, such as if I only wanted to perform a definition-only migration, not move any data, I could choose definition only. Or if I didn't want to do the migration now, but I'd rather save all the results to a text file that I could edit or run later, I could choose offline migration, and that'll create a master DDL file of all the object definitions. But today I'm going to be running a live migration. We're going to be connecting to Oracle via JDBC and reading the data dictionary and rebuilding those DDL statements so we can create those objects in Postgres Plus Advanced Server. At the end of the migration, you'll see a migration summary, so you can very quickly see how successful the migration was. And you can see that I've got some issues in this migration. For instance, one table failed to create. So let's take a look at why that table failed to create. If I scroll up to the log file, I'll see that here's the error. There was an error when it was running this create table test XML statement. And the error tells you exactly what went wrong. The XML type doesn't exist in Postgres Plus Advanced Server. Postgres does have a native XML type. It's just called XML and instead of being called XML type. So working around that is I would just take that DDL statement and modify the data type. So if I quit out of the Migration Studio tool and I just bring up an editor, I can see, here's the syntax that was used to create the table in Oracle, and here's the equivalent syntax to create the table in Postgres Plus Advanced Server. So I can take that statement and I can just copy it and put it in, run it through one of the Postgres Plus Advanced Server tools. Here I'm using our EDB pSQL command line tool. So if I paste that statement in and I create the table, you notice all I had to change was the name of a data type. And there's very few data types that cause this type of error. XML type is one of those that we just haven't created an alias for. So this is the simple workaround. Now, there is one other issue that exists in this schema, that I've run into from experience working with other customers that are using the Oracle Objects functionality of Oracle. Oracle Objects, there's one specific type of object that this schema actually makes use of called the table collection. In Oracle, the code to have a stored procedure that could populate the elements of the table collection, the syntax looks like this, which is highlighted in the middle of the screen. And you notice there's one command here which looks like a function call passing a bunch of arguments. This is actually known as a constructor method, which isn't supported in Postgres Plus Advanced Server. The result of executing this procedure is this. We actually populate those elements of the table collection, and then it prints out what the values of the first two elements are. So in order to get that to work exactly the same in Postgres Plus Advanced Server, since we don't support a constructor method, we just have to change the assignment of the elements slightly. So you see, this is the resultant syntax after I've performed a tweak of the code, and I just assign each element individually. So if I take that code and I copy it and I run it in our command line tool over here, I create the stored procedure. Then all I have to do is execute the stored procedure, and you'll see, I forgot the HR schema, always remember to specify your schema name, and you'll see that the results of executing the procedure are identical as they were in the Oracle database. So that's the basic steps in migrating an Oracle database over to Postgres Plus Advanced Server. So I hope this was helpful, and this will help you get started in migrating and moving off of the high-priced Oracle database to Postgres Plus Advanced Server. For EnterpriseDB, I'm Craig Silvera. Thank you.